Well, welcome to another Memphis Monday. Memphis Monday 304. Had so much fun on last week's project at the RestoMod of the entry cabinet that we put the new doors on and put new hooks and changed the finish and this and that. That I said, man, I like to do that again. So I looked around my shop and I found an old carpenter's toolbox that somebody gave me. And I said, well, you know, that might be a candidate. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to do a RestoMod of a wooden carpenter's toolbox. So let's knock off the chit chat and get to work. Here's last week's project. Came out real nice. We fixed the doors, put some new knobs on it, fixed the coat rack so you could put coats on it, changed the finish up, took some superfluous adornments off, and kind of a fun project. This is today's candidate, made from 3/4 inch plywood. It's 3/4 inch plywood all around. It's very heavy, way too heavy for a box this size. The sides are on the inside of the ends here, which diminishes the square inches you have down here in the bottom. I'd rather see some sloped sides here, and I'd like to see these ends sloped about 7 degrees. I'm also thinking about a curved handle also. The plan, such as it is, will slope the ends out about 7 degrees, slope the sides out about 7 degrees, put a curved handle in it, and replace these side panels with 1/4 inch plywood. Move the sides to the outside of the ends so get some more space in there. Here's a side view of it. Slanted sides, curved. And this is my glue up for the curved handle. I'm doing an experiment here. I'm trying to make a curved handle out of 1/2 inch plywood. I don't think it's going to work, but we'll give it a try. If not, I'll laminate some regular wood. Well, if my last couple of clips didn't have any sound, it's because I had my microphone unplugged. This side over here, it has the same number of nails, but these are 2.5 inches long. Well, this is the bottom. I'm going to reuse the bottom and throw away these sides, but it's got these long, these 2.5 inch finish nails driven into the edges. Apparently they put the sides on the outside first try, but it didn't work for some reason. But anyway, this bottom's falling apart. Besides that, it's got those 2.5 inch nails stuck in here, and I need to cut an angle on this. I need to be able to cut this, and I can't. So what I'm going to do is take these sides and stick them together and make a new bottom out of the sides. If you've ever wondered if you can glue plywood together, the answer is you can. I've never had any problem with it. You might have to question sometimes why you'd want to go to that trouble, but in this case, the reason I want to go to the trouble is because I want to reuse. Instead of using any new material, I want to make sure that I limit my new material to a minimum, make sure I use all the material from the original project. The reason I mentioned the dry plywood is because these wood glues require a lot of air in the wood, a lot of oxygen in the wood. Well, we got a little sidetrack there, having to make a new bottom. But that gives us time to work on this handle here. I'll take the clamps off. We'll see if we can't, I'll bring it back when I get the clamps off. Got the clamps off. Now I'll take these screws out. See how, when I take this screw right out here, if this thing just springs forward, we know we're in trouble. Well, it didn't spring forward. That one didn't spring forward. I think it's being held with the paper. Let's see. I want my ends to go into the sides here, the handle to go into the ends perpendicular. So I need to angle these at about 12 degrees. Now this is a side view of that joint. This is the end that's going to slope up. And then this is the bottom. And so I've got to have a 12-degree angle on the bottom and a 12-degree angle on the end. I've already done the angle here on the end, or on the bottom. So now I need to cut, you can see that black line right there, that represents the angle I need to cut on this other board. Here's my setup. It's pretty dodgy because I've got to keep this one edge flat against the side of this table. I can't let it rock back like that. I guess if I know the system's dodgy, I probably ought to do something about it. So I'm going to secure the piece down to down the sled. So I got the angles cut here on the sides. Now these sides are going to merge into the bottom. So when I put this bottom on, like that, that bottom needs to have this angle on it right here. Now all I've done is transfer that angle that I need right onto my saw blade. It happens to be 12 degrees. This piece is sitting right in here. And I know that I want the long side of my angle to be exactly as wide as my bottom is right here. If I don't get this right, I'll be cutting another bottom, won't I? I want that blade to emerge just to the left of that line. So now I've got a bottom piece that's got the 12-degree angle on the sides and about a 12 to 13 angle on the ends. I've got to make this kind of oblong looking hole in the top of my ends. What I'll do is I'll rough it out with the jigsaw and then I'll smooth it with my oscillating drum sander. These holes are going to look real good, and that's because I cheated a little bit. As I told you before, doing on the oscillating sander here. And so these corner radiuses right here just match up with the radius of my drum here. And then this fits right in there like that. Well, there's our whimsical little carpenter's toolbox. What I'm going to do is, what we got to do now is attach the ends to the bottom and then put in our sides. Let's attach the bottom down here. Now traditionally these things would be made with just regular nails right from the job site and scrap wood from the job site. But I don't know if you've noticed, this isn't exactly traditional. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use glue and 1.5 inch staples. So the last angle I had to cut was this 12-degree angle on the bottom of the side here so that it sits flat. Putting her together with glue and 1-inch staples should be plenty strong enough. Well, I'm going to finish our little whimsical toolbox with some teak oil. I think traditionally these things probably aren't finished at all. I'm going to have to use a brush to put this stuff on because I put this siding on the side here. Too rough to try to wipe the teak oil in. This stuff smells really good. See this is the plywood handle. This is just plywood laminated together. And down here is that sheet of plywood we glued together. Can't even see the seam, can you? Seam's right there. So if you ever need to stick plywood together, you can definitely do it. Now here's our RestoMod of the little carpenter's toolbox. We lighten it up. Everything was a 90 on the original. We put everything out to 12 degrees. Put a curved handle in it. Put thinner sides. Check to lighten the weight a little bit. So there she is for Memphis Monday 304, I think. That does it for Memphis Monday 304, the little RestoMod, RestoMod of the little carpenter's toolbox. It was square and brown and heavy and this and that. We turned it into a little whimsical And we also joined two pieces of plywood together, glue. That's something a lot of people don't think you can even do. We laminated the half-inch plywood